YouTube. My name is Rachel Mayo. Welcome to my channel and thank you for being here. I'm going to be discussing how the new moon in Virgo is going to affect us personally. This new moon is going to be on the 17th of September 2020 and it's going to be at 25 degrees of Virgo. So look to see if you have any planets at 20 to 29 degrees Virgo or Capricorn and Taurus, because this new moon is going to be forming a perfect grand earth trine. If you have a planet in Taurus, this will be particularly personally for you in your chart. Otherwise, it's forming a loose grand earth trine with Uranus at 10 degrees of Taurus. So the new moon at 25 degrees is going to trine all the planets in Capricorn, namely Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn. This is a wonderful full moon. It is one of the most positive full moons I've seen for the whole year of 2020, especially because it has all these energies forming harmonious aspects in the earth signs. So earth signs make things real. When you have a grand earth trine, things become solid and real. Virgo season is also the point where we sort out the wheat from the chaff. We sort out and decide the things we're going to carry with us through the winter season. The things that have not been serving us until this point are unfortunately going to be left behind. Only what is real and tangible and serves us is going to move along with us. This is the point of real manifestation. Virgo is the natural sixth house of the zodiac. This is the area of what we do every day, our daily routine, our health, our diet, exercise, and what we do for work and our co-workers. It also rules over our known enemies. Mercury is the planet that rules over Virgo. So we have to see what Mercury is doing. What aspects does Mercury have in this lunation? The last time there was a lunation in the sign of Virgo, which was a full moon, was on the 9th of September 2020. Just looking back on that day, that is the day when something became real. Like I said, a Virgo is an earth sign, so it makes things real. This is the point when the coronavirus became real. This is the day of the full moon is when many schools closed down. So our daily routine, our way of life essentially was shut down around this full moon. And now we are at the opposite point of the new moon. So what are we going to begin anew in this Virgo area? We also have to remember that Mercury rules over our basic education, our immediate environment, and currently Mercury is also ruling the transiting south node in Gemini, because it rules the sign of Gemini as well. That is the sister sign of Virgo. Essentially, since Virgo rules a very important part of our existence, this new moon, many parents are deciding what they're going to do with their children. Are they going to send them back to school, in school learning, or are they going to have remote learning? This is something that's going to also affect their own daily routine as Virgo rules this area. So you can see how things are playing out. There will definitely be a new beginning in a way of learning, a new beginning in a way of a new beginning in your daily routine, a new beginning in our daily routine, and a new beginning in dealing with our open enemy. And our open enemy at this point is the coronavirus. We have to start coexisting with this open enemy because our children have to go back to school and life has to somewhat start moving on. Mercury is ruling this lunation. As I explained, he rules over the sign of Virgo. So let's see what Mercury is doing at this point. Mercury is transiting the sign of Libra and is in square with the Capricorn stellium. So Libra is a sign of balance. It is also, one could say, the sign of the justice system. It also rules over our partnerships, negotiations. This square aspect with Jupiter, yes, Mercury is squaring Jupiter exactly at 17 degrees of Capricorn, because he is also at 17 degrees of Libra. So this is a tight square, and a square to Jupiter, these are opposite, these signs rule opposite signs. So they're already opposing, so they already oppose each other in the natural zodiac, and now they're in a square. So this could be deep negotiations about money, big government money. It could be about the stimulus and the way forward. Definitely they're talking big money. Mercury is also currently opposing Mars. It is a very wide opposition, and some may not actually feel it, but Mercury is probably not approving of Mars being so aggressive and bringing up past issues. Venus is transiting the sign of Leo and is in square with Uranus at 10 degrees of Taurus. This could bring some excitement or some surprises in money or relationships. So watch out for this one. At the same time, Venus is making a trine aspect to Chiron, the wounded healer. This aspect will bring some type of healing again to our relationships and our mind and our money. The part of fortune is exactly conjunct the sun and the moon and forming a trine aspects to the planets in Capricorn. That is Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn. However, the aspect is much tighter in orb with the ruling planet of Capricorn, Saturn. The part of fortune being part of such a positive trine and this lunation, the part of fortune being exactly conjunct the sun and the moon and in exact trine with the planet Saturn, this could mean that we are going to get some good financial news from the government or our authority figures. So let's also look, so this is another positive aspect to look out for. Maybe the government is going to finally come to an agreement about the stimulus and finally bring back the $600 boost and bring back the $600 unemployment boost. Also have to keep in mind that we're never going to see this aspect again in our lifetime. A new moon that is trine Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn in Capricorn all at the same time, this is never going to happen. So this is never going to happen again in our lifetime. So whatever changes are going to be seeded at this new moon, they're going to be lasting changes. Another positive aspect is the fact that the great benefactor, Jupiter, the biggest planet in our solar system, is moving direct. This is very positive. He's no longer conjunct the South Node, which was stopping him from delivering gifts and blessings to us, and he's several degrees away from Saturn. Therefore, he's not going to feel a lot of restriction from Saturn and Pluto at this time. All these positive aspects to this new moon and the grand trine in Earth makes this new moon the best new moon to plant seeds moving forward. So if you're one of those people that does new moon rituals, this is the new moon to do so. This is the new moon that if you use this new moon to plant new seeds, it's definitely going to reap. Your seeds are definitely going to grow, and you're going to achieve something very solid and positive if you initiate something at this new moon. Before we get excited about this new moon, I have to tell you about one major challenging aspect. There is an exact square. The new moon is exactly squaring the nodes, the karmic nodes, which are currently transiting the sign of Gemini, the North Node, and Sagittarius, the South Node. This in a natal horoscope is called a skipped step. Essentially, this means that there's something that we did not accomplish in a past life in one of these areas, and this new moon is bringing light on those areas, and this is the time we have to move forward and accomplish the thing that we did not accomplish in a past life. So this aspect is going to push us to move forward towards our soul's destiny. As you can see, there are many aspects. Some of these aspects could be very positive for some people, and then some of these aspects could bring major challenges for others. So if you want to know how this lunation will affect you personally, I suggest that you book a reading at rachel-mayo.com. I started giving a bonus interpretation for those who listen to the whole introduction. And this bonus interpretation is going to be about numerology. So we're going to examine the last lunation in Virgo, which was on the 9th of March 2020. The number 9 in numerology rules the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius rules over our justice system, foreign places, our higher education, and higher belief system. The number 9 is also the number of endings. After 9, we go back to 1. So 9, when you reach the 9 point in numerology, you've reached an ending. There is no going back. So what happened at this full moon on March 9th? As I said earlier, this was a point of real manifestation. Coronavirus became real. Our way of life was changed. Our education system has been forever changed. And of course, issues of systemic racism were all addressed in the following months. So you can see how numerology can play out. And now we are at the opposite end of this. And now we're at the opposite end of Virgo lunations. We're at the point of the new moon. So the new moon is about planting seeds to get real manifestation. And we will see this result at the full moon in Virgo in March. So this new moon is on the 17th of September 2020. 1 and 7 equal to 8. 8 is a Saturn and Scorpionic number. 8 rules over the sign of Scorpio, the natural 8th house of the zodiac. So perhaps we're going to have some type of transformation at this new moon. And indeed, we are going to transform because our education system and our daily life has to transform. We have to move forward and we have to coexist. We have to coexist with this virus. And since the 8th house also rules over secrets, a lot of secrets are going to be revealed at this time. And they're probably going to have to do with other people's money, loans, or big money. This lunation is particularly going to affect Virgo's Sun's, Moon, or Ascendant intensely, or if you have any angles in Virgo. If you are born on or around the 17th of September, you're going to have the energy of this new moon in your solar return. This year for you will be a year of new beginnings. Of course, there will be endings because for things to start anew, things must end. So you're going to have endings and very positive new beginnings. This is the year that you will be able to solidify things in the area where Virgo falls in your natal birth chart. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the subscribe button. It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the subscribe button. It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. Aries ascendant, sun or moon sign. This new moon is going to be in your 6th house. This is the area where you're going to feel this beautiful grand earth trine that is going to make whatever you begin at this point very real. This is a point of real manifestations. The area of the 6th house rules over our diet, our health, our daily routine, what we do for work, and our open enemies. If you've had any issues with co-workers or open enemies, this is the point when you can begin to smooth things over. This lunation is going to allow you to begin anew in this area. If you've been unemployed and have been looking for work, this is the point where you could find new employment, or you could make new terms of agreement or arrangements in your existing job. If you've had any complications or challenges with your health, this is the point where you can begin some new course of treatment. Overall, this is a very positive new moon. Take advantage of this energy and make something real. Taurus ascendant, sun or moon. This new moon is going to be in your 5th house. This is your happy area, your creative area. This is the area to do with your children and your romantic relationships. If you've had any challenges and if you've met with any challenges with any of these if you've met with any challenges in this area, it is time to conclude some of these issues and begin anew. You may start a new creative project, or you may begin a brand new romantic relationship. This is the perfect time to solidify a relationship that has been ongoing, but you were not sure about, and now this is the point where you will be sure in which direction to take this romantic relationship. Or for some people, this is the point that they may decide to leave this romantic relationship behind. Gemini ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 4th house. This is the area where you're going to have some endings and some very brand new beginnings. Take advantage of this new moon. The ruling planet is Mercury, which also rules you. So you have a big say in this new moon. So whatever has been going on in your 4th house, if it was something that was not agreeable or not just working out, this is the point you may decide to end whatever project or issue that was going on and begin anew in a different direction. If you had problems with your family or your mother, this is the point where you can forgive all past misgivings and begin anew. Cancer ascendant, sun or moon. This new moon is happening in your 3rd house. This is the area where you're going to have some endings and some areas and you're going to begin anew in some areas. The 3rd house rules over our immediate environment, our siblings, our neighbors, our learning ability, and the efforts that we put into anything that we initiate. So if you've had any problems in learning a new skill or initiating a project with your siblings, this is the time that you can begin anew and take everything in a new direction. This is a wonderful new moon for you, Cancer. It is forming a sextile to your ascendant, so if you put in the effort, things are very likely to go your way. Leo ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 2nd house. This is the area where you're going to experience some endings and some totally brand new beginnings. The 2nd house rules over our earning ability, what we do to earn a living, our self-esteem, the family that you create with your husband, or the friends that you end up calling family. So this is the area that's going to be highlighted. If things have not been going well in this area, or perhaps you lost a means of income, this is a point where you can begin anew. Perhaps you will be offered a whole brand new job, or you will discover a new way of earning money. This is a very positive new moon. So take advantage and sow some seeds in this house of earned income. Virgo ascendant, sun or moon. Well, Virgo, this new moon is conjunct your ascendant. This is a wonderful new moon, and you are going to have this new moon energy in your solar return. If you're born on the 17th, a few days before or after, you're going to have this new moon energy in your solar return. This is energy you can use to plant new seeds. These new seeds could be about any area in your life, because this new moon is ruling you, your ascendant. So it's up to you where you want to see all these changes. Some of these changes could come naturally to you, and these changes could come in form of endings. And when something ends, it opens a door to something new. So take advantage of this energy and take your whole life in a totally brand new direction. This is wonderful energy, Virgo. Libra ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 12th house. Unfortunately, the 12th house is not a very comfortable place for a new moon, because it's going to bring up all the things that you're in denial about, and the things that you've been doing to self-sabotage, or the things you've been doing in the privacy of your home. These areas are going to have to be looked over. Some things are going to have to come to a natural end so that you can begin some new habits. If you've been ill and you've been in hospital, this could be a point where you begin anew. Perhaps you will find some workable treatment and you'll be able to leave the hospital, or just begin a much more successful treatment for your illness. For some people, this could be a point when they decide to look into spirituality. This new moon is also highlighting an area where there's naturally endings. The 12th house is the house of endings. It is the last sign of the zodiac. So definitely you're going to have some endings before you begin anew. But this is a very positive new moon to make things happen in your hidden area. Sagittarius ascendant or Sagittarius moon. This new moon is going to be in your 10th house. The 10th house is the highest point in the natural zodiac. It is also called the MC. This is the point where you cannot hide. The 10th house rules over the government, our authority figures, what we do for a living, and how we're seen in society. And it also rules the dominant parent, most likely the father. This new moon is going to highlight this area. So if you've been out of work and have been searching for work and couldn't find anything, this is the time you will be very lucky to find new solid employment. This is a point of manifestation. You will begin something new in this area of the 10th house. And if you're already employed but have been trying to revise the terms of your employment, this is the point when you can revise those terms successfully, and those terms are bound to stick for the entire duration of your employment. So if you've been planning to ask for a raise, this is the perfect time to do so. There is definitely going to be a brand new beginning in this direction, and it is going to be a solid manifestation. Capricorn ascendant, sun or moon. This new moon is going to be in your 9th house. The 9th house rules over the justice system. The 9th house rules over the justice system, our higher education, our higher belief system, religion, and foreign countries. So if you've been trying to initiate something to do with a green card or some kind of documentation that involves a foreign land, this is the time that you will be able to begin the process of this documentation, and it's very likely to be successful, because this moon is forming a trine, and for some it could be a perfect grand trine if you have any planets in Taurus at 25 degrees. The new moon is forming an exact trine with your ruling planet, and also in a harmonious aspect with planet Uranus in Taurus. This is wonderful. This is a wonderful aspect that can bring solid manifestations in your 9th house. This new moon could have you change your higher belief system, and for some, this is the point when they will decide to go and pursue higher education and go to university. Take advantage of this wonderful full moon. Initiate something in foreign lands, or initiate something in the area of your 9th house. Is ascendant, sun or moon. This new moon is going to be in your 8th house. This is the area where you're most likely going to this is the area where you're going to end some things and begin anew. This is a very positive new moon and is making a wonderful aspect, a harmonious trine to your ruling planet, which is transiting Capricorn right now, namely Saturn. And Saturn is also forming a harmonious aspect to Uranus. It's not an exact aspect. It is forming an Earth Grand Trine. This is very positive energy for you to initiate anything you want in your 8th house of other people's money. Perhaps you've been trying to get a loan or a mortgage. This is the time when you get the green light to do so, and this application for the loan or a mortgage will most likely be approved. And if you've been having problems in your intimate relationships, this is the point where some people might decide to end an intimate relationship. And for some, this is the point where they may begin an intimate relationship and make it a solid relationship. Some people may decide to combine resources with a romantic partner and share their resources. This is ascendant, sun, or moon. This new moon is going to be in your 7th house. This is your descendant. It is an angle. Whenever there's a transit or a lunation at this point, you would definitely feel this energy. This new moon is going to oppose your ascendant. So your ascendant-descendant axis is going to be highlighted, although the focus is going to be on your descendant. So if you've been having problems with a relationship, a committed relationship, marriage, or some other type of partnership, if things haven't been working out, this is the point that you're going to decide to end things and begin anew. For some people who have been dating someone for a while, this is the point they might decide to elevate the relationship, to get married, move in together, or start a different brand new chapter in their relationship. This is a very positive new moon that's going to solidify whatever it is that you begin in your relationship and partnership area. So take advantage of this wonderful energy. We're not going to see anything like this for the remainder of the year. In fact, there hasn't been anything like this whole year. So take advantage of this new moon.